Everybody, welcome back to the NC State Insider Podcast. I'm your host and lead beat writer, Tucker Sennett, joining you here today to discuss NC State's massive matchup with Kansas, number 19 Kansas, that is tomorrow, at the Lenovo Center. They're going to stripe out the Lenovo Center with red and white fan sections. Should be a sold out atmosphere, electric day in the building. But what I want to talk about, rather than, I'll have my normal preview of the game coming out a little later, but um, I want to talk about just why this game is so important for NC State. It's a really, really massive matchup for the Wolfpack in terms of resume building and just, putting this program on the map nationally for the first time in the Will Wade era with a win over this Kansas Jayhawks team. So, my first reasoning for the importance of this game is you have to establish yourself within the other teams of the triangle. And both Duke and North Carolina have gotten wins over Kansas already. North Carolina got an early season win against the Jayhawks with Darren Peterson, their superstar freshman. And then Duke beat them in the Champions Classic in Chicago about a week after that, without Darren Peterson. And that was a much closer game than the game against North Carolina. The Jayhawks fought really hard in that game, and Kansas has sort of figured out how to play without Peterson. Now he's going to be back for this NC State game, so there's kind of been two different versions of this team, but that's a little off topic. It's really important for NC State to not lag behind those two teams, just from a reputational standpoint, from an interest standpoint, and to keep people engaged in NC State basketball early in the season here before ACC play starts and NC State has a chance to, see where it stands against those teams head to head. You just don't want to fall too far behind. From a resume standpoint, Kansas is one of the strongest programs in the country. Currently, they are one of the top 20 teams in KenPom with a 7-3 record. Those losses being to, some quality teams like Duke, North Carolina, and of course UConn, who beat them on their home court. So, getting a win against a Kansas team like this that might not be as strong as past years under Bill Self, but still, in the national conversation, will have a chance to win the Big 12 as they do every year and will be a competitive team in that conference as it is every year under Bill Self. It would go a long way. And I know I keep saying that, but when you have a chance to beat a team like this, you have to put your best foot forward. And there was sort of a sense of that with Will Wade in his press conference on Friday, today, with just some more urgency and a little bit more, focus on the X's and O's rather than some of the, talking a big game like he has in prior weeks. And I think, he's definitely aware of the stakes that this game has, and that's interesting to see from him. It's not really something that we've seen with great frequency to this point, but he clearly is, going all out to get his team ready for this game. Now, it is not the end all be all game for NC State this season. They have plenty of opportunities in conference play as the ACC has been stronger than a lot of people expected. So that helps NC State, greatly. But if they can enter ACC play without having major resume concerns, that would be crucial for a potential run to the NCAA tournament. My final point is it's an opportunity to, usher in this new era by erasing a Kevin Keatts loss to Kansas on the road last year. NC State went down 15-0 in that game and actually played them even the rest of the way. This is a different time. And if you beat Kansas and in front of your home crowd, you're gonna build that spark that you had going into the season back up, you're probably going to have a number next to your name. You're probably going to be viewed as a team, oh, this NC State team could do some damage. And that's just it would be such a win for the program, for the athletic program as a whole if they could do that. And I just think, from a matchup standpoint, it's not ideal. Kansas has one of the best three-point defenses in the country. Opponents are shooting under 25% from three against them. They block a lot of shots, 18.8% shot block rate. Don't get a lot of steals. So that's certainly not, don't force a lot of turnovers. So that benefits NC State if they can, find ways to attack and make this team play defense in a way that it's not used to. This is a massive game for the star of NC State, Darian Williams. This is a guy who has experience against Kansas. He's had two really, really solid, or one fantastic performance against the Jayhawks, one really solid performance when he was at Texas Tech. He knows what to expect from Kansas, and that could go a long way. Getting him back on track would be massive, especially in a game like this, because his confidence will go through the roof. And he's the type of player that NC State is expecting to carry them to bigger and better things. That's all I got. This is a massive game. I will be there and I will have all the information that you'll need from this big game. For now, big Friday night soccer match for NC State. The Wolfpack is taking on St. Louis in the College Cup. That is the national semifinals. And, they'll have a chance to play for a national championship on Monday if they get a win. Tune into that. We'll have coverage on NC State on SI. You can, of course, follow me on X at Sennett Tucker and the website. You can get them on X as well at Wolfpack on SI, and subscribe to the Sports Videos on SI YouTube channel for daily episodes of the NC State Insider Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.